Dr. G. Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Greetings and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and I am extremely glad that you could keep our appointment. Tonight, we're having a very special presentation that I'm being joined by my sister, Cynthia Martin L., and Prime Minister and Grand Sheik Durriyyah Bey, as we provide an update on the health and well-being of our National Grand Sheik, Taj Tarik Bey. Now, we know a lot of you have been on edge ever since you saw the announcements, and tonight we are going to give you the information and make it plain as to what is going on.
Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Wow. Greetings, Islam. Welcome to Prime Minister Durriyyah Bey, to my sister Cynthia Martinell, and to each and every one of you who is in the chat. We welcome you. We bring you greetings, and we just want to say we thank you. We thank you for your overwhelming response just to the fact that we were coming on today and the subject matter. I asked my sisters if they did not mind if I would start this off with a tribute that I wrote for our National Grand Sheik on the occasion of I think it was his, I want to say 73rd, maybe 73rd.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I
It's
remember
like 5 years ago. So I want to say it was his 73rd solar return. And I wrote a tribute. And I just think based on why we're here and so forth, that this is, an opportune time to share this. And some of you've heard it, but just to let us get in the frame of mind of why we're here. All right. And it's called a tribute to Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. This man we know as Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. Of his legacy and contributions, what can I say? Tremendously talented, so gentle and kind, a poet. Tremendously talented, so gentle and kind. His wealth of wisdom stimulates your mind. A teacher, builder, and furniture maker, a poet, singer, writer, artist, dancer, tailor, and chef. Oh, and an auto body mechanic. Is there anything left? A pure Renaissance man, Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. When he's gone off the scene, what will history books say? That exposed the deeds of the wicked oligarchy as part of his mission to set captive Moors free. He consistently warned about Rex 84's deep state plan to extinguish all Moors. He opened our eyes to birth certificate, marriage license, and mortgage fraud. For his passion and fortitude, he earned summa cum laude. Taught sleeping Moors about the bondages that we were under. He dispensed straight knowledge, so there was never need to wonder. Ahead of his time, yet never out of sync, his profound oratory skills surely made you think. In spite of opposition from Moors just like him, he continued to teach truth so even his naysayers would win. What a priceless treasure we have in this man. Let us not take for granted the burden of demand. So let's give him the honor he deserves on this day. Our master teacher and way shower, Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. Islam.
Wow.
Islam.
Mhm.
Islam. And
Powerful.
nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We are here because there are, first of all, yes, he somebody wrote earlier, I saw, I think comments you were saying, Cynthia, were
Mhm.
coming as early as
5
5
o'clock this morning, 5
5
a.m.
o'clock.
It was going like boop, 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 boop. I was like, oh my God. I didn't even respond because it was just so fast. And I was like, let them see it tonight. But they were so
Yes,
worried.
yes, he is still with us. And some were asking that. We would
Yes.
never,
No.
hold out and say, oh, and throw something like that on you. We would not.
No.
But
We
there
wouldn't
is a
even be
need.
on here if that were the case.
No, we wouldn't. And I just certainly wouldn't be smiling or anything. That's
No,
for sure.
really.
But I have noticed some things, and Cynthia and I, because we've been working with him on, I see him 2 or 3 times a month, sitting this close to him, side by side. And but Grand Sheik is Prime Minister. I want to let you first talk to us about what's going on and what you're doing and how, why we come together and what the need is. You being as close to him as you are, you being a nurse, and you who have taken the lead in securing his health care for what's needed. Would you please let us know what is going on? Let those
Absolutely. But just I want to say positive energy and vibrations to you, my goddesses, my sisters. Just it's always good to be here. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to be in a circle with things that need to be done and taken care of, and sometimes we have fun, and sometimes things are serious. And so in this instance, what was happening is Taj's health, as we all get older, is declining. He's not sick like on his last leg or anything like that, but his health is actually declining. And that happens when we age. It also happens when you get as old as Taj and you've been on the go as long as he's had and don't take care of yourself because you're too busy taking care of other people, you neglect your own health.
Sure.
And so that's basically what has happened with Taj. So I think it was about a year ago, I want to say, he came to me because he always does when something's wrong, and he wanted me to treat his eye. And that was the very first thing that I was concerned about. He was saying it was something wrong with his eyes. So I was putting all the natural drops in, treating everything, and it cleared up some. But his eye was still bothering him, and his vision was limited in the eye. And I was like, Taj, are you sure you're okay? And I tried to get him to go to the eye doctor, but he refused. Oh, no, I'll be fine. Put his little reading glasses on and continue to work.
Yeah.
And so I knew that something was not right. And so then we were, as he's always here at the headquarters, I was noticing that his dental care needed to be taken care of. He's not able to properly chew his food, not swallowing his food properly. I mean, he gets exhausted trying to consume his food. And so I sat down and just had a real conversation with Taj because someone has to, and most likely would be me because I put my foot down. I'm firm when I want him to get something done. And so we discussed about his health care. So he was saying, oh, I don't really want to go. I don't have insurance. You know how I'm about the system. I don't want anybody, looking out for me or taking care of me. And I said, well, this is not a choice. At this time, you don't have a choice because you are our national Grand Sheik.
Right.
You are our family. You are the children's father, my grandchildren's dear grandfather. And we don't have any great grands on my side yet, but we still got a lot of work for you to do. So we need to take care of your health. And so finally, he finally listened to what I had to say. And I just said, I'm making these appointments and I'm booking the train tickets, and that's it. It's not a conversation anymore.
All right.
And so he was like, all right, I guess I'm defeated, because, he can tell that his health is declining.
Yes.
And I was sharing with Dr. Naila one day, he was working in the house and he had tools in his hand, and he sat down on the sofa. He said, can you bring me some water? So I brought him some water. And by the time I came back from the water, he was nodded off like this with tools in his hand.
Oh my God, sleep apnea.
And that was the tools in his hand. I said, Grand Sheik. And then he didn't hear me, because, he's also hard of hearing. For those who do not know, we're going to have his hearing done also. And so with the major things, there's his teeth and his eyes right now, and then his major care, but his hearing is really bad. Mm-hmm. And so I noticed that he didn't hear me. So I went on and took the tools out of his hand and set them on the marble table in the living room, and, just let him sit there. The next time I looked up again, he had slid all the way back and was knocked out totally. So from exhaustion, because Taj is always on the go and his energy levels are low. His hearing is not, he cannot hardly hear. You have to almost scream at him. His vision, he can't even see out of his eye. When I took the pictures and sent it to a specialist that I was recommended, because I know a lot of people in the field, they said immediately, we're going to make an appointment for him, because we don't have anything open until January, but we're going to open up a space, because you said he's important to you all. Because you have to tell people who's important in your life. You have to let them know what he means to you.
That's right.
And so the thing is, because I do have those connections, I let them know this is something that needs to be taken care of now, because we know the type of work Taj does. He's a master builder. And so therefore he needs his vision to be able to see things. I noticed he was not putting things up the way he used to, a little crooked. He's straining, having terrible headaches after trying to do something. This is not the norm for him. And so we know at the age of 78, Taj will be 79 years old in February. His health is declining. And so this is the way that we want to make sure that we are raising enough fiat to be able to take care of him. Because listen, Taj has done this work for free for years. Mm-hmm. He doesn't charge anyone for anything if he does not have to. He may ask for expenses for travel, hotel, maybe food, but the information he gives is priceless. And so the thought of the circle was, a few of the sisters that I did speak with was like, we need to, because the Doors of Durriyyah is our humanitarian circle, that we need to use that circle to ask those to send fiat to assist us in the care, because I'm doing it all on my own. Mm-hmm. And it's financial burdens, but it's necessary. Mm-hmm. I would not say, I'm not going to take care of Taj because it costs too much. That's just ridiculous. And anybody that care about anyone in their family would do the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I had spoke to the sisters and they said, can you just create a flyer? Just create something so people will know what's going on. So people are into the avatar stage and these emojis and all. So I said, I'll just create one with these pictures on it, because obviously pictures are worth, they say 1,000 words or more. And so it's just showing the main things that actually needed to be taken care of. His hearing was the thing that we were going to take care of last, because I'm sure that once he goes to the physician and she checks his hearing, she'll probably send us to someone for audio, for him, his auditory senses. But right now, we just want to make sure that his dental care, his eye care, and overall health maintenance care. Mm-hmm. And what the health maintenance is that he's going to get some blood work drawn, just do some CBC work, which is complete blood count work and things like that, to see where his blood is, because we don't have these things in our Morse community. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, we have to step outside of our community to have these physicians and medical places take care of things we need like that, so that we can treat it naturally.
Right.
So that's what we need to do. We need to find out what's going on with him physically, so we can naturally treat what's going on with him. Because as you said, it may be a form of sleep apnea. It could be that, with his age, sometimes, we just get exhausted. Taj doesn't take his supplements like he needs to. He doesn't eat properly. He's always on the go. So we have to take the time to do that. And so we're reaching out. When I spoke with Dr. Naila, she decided that we'll use a platform like this to reach out to the people that love him. And listen, I just want to put this out there before I turn the floor over back to Dr. Naila. Listen, if you don't care, for Taj, or you don't want to give or anything, listen. Keep your negative comments to yourself, your negativity, whatever. We don't even care about that.
No,
If you don't want to give, just don't.
don't.
Okay. But if you do have the heart to give, then do give. And Dr. Naila is going to go over the cost that we, inquired on what is we're trying to raise. But the bottom line is that you have to put yourself in the other fellow's place, like the prophet tells us in the literature. Would you want someone to assist you and your family for your health?
Right.
And I also want to say, as Moors, we need to take more heed to the words of the prophet, because he set up funds like for this, the uplifting fund, the emergency fund. He set up these funds, but Moors don't want to pay into it. And then when you all are into a situation, you want someone else to bail you out. So the thing is, with the National Grand Sheik, we want to make sure that we take care of him. And why he's called a maintenance fund is because not only do we want to take care of his health, immediate health care, but we also want to do ongoing health care. And some of you all might say, well, why can't he get on this or get on that? Try it yourself. Healthcare is not as inexpensive as you think.
Right.
And I've been doing research on the cost. And I'm telling you, some of the costs is as high as $500 a month just to get
$700 down here.
Right. Just to get a healthcare plan for someone. So if we're able to afford one for him, then we have to maintenance it, which means we have to pay into that. So we need to start using our minds to think again, right? To think about what we need to do as Moors to solve this issue. Because we love our Grand Sheik, and it would be an awful shame for his health to decline and he leave this earth when we could have done something about it, which is called preventative care. So this is why we are here today. We can hear for any questions, concerns, comments, or thoughts you all may have in the chat with Dr. Naila. We did research some costs. Her and I did last night. She's going to go over those different costs with you all. And we're just looking at, you have the heart for love for the Grand Sheik. If you love him in your heart and you want to give back some of what he gave, then please don't hesitate to give. And I yield the floor back to you, Dr. Naila.
Thank you. I'm gonna thank you, Prime Minister. I'm gonna pass the, if you will, the mic over to you, Sister Cynthia, because I know how much how much you love Grand Sheik and how we worked, tried to get on him about certain things. I know I have, particularly with his eyes, because I sit right here beside him, and I kept saying to you, Cynthia, his eye, I don't know how he's seeing out of his eye. And I was complaining, as a matter of fact, the last time, because he had me reading all this stuff. And then I realized I had to realize that the reason why he had me reading it is because he couldn't. If he could, he would have. He absolutely would, and I was jokingly complaining, although I can't see anything without these when it comes to close up. But we have talked about his eye and
Yep. He's been struggling with that severe problem for some time now. And it must be very painful, as well as, the dental health issue, is very, cumbersome. You can't eat, you can't speak properly. So, in order for him to get those eyes and his dental health issue completed is, of the utmost urgency and important. And like we were talking about, I know Dr. G is going to go into it a little bit deeper on what the cost may look like. But at the same time, like I said, donate small, medium, large, whatever, a penny, a nickel, whatever, it all adds up. Okay. So, but the only thing I wanted to add, because I know she's going to go over a lot of the stuff that I had, put notes to write and spread about, but, just spread the word about this fundraiser with your friends, your family, your social media outlets, because Taj is known all over the world, and as this travels, a lot of people are going to start really honing in on what's going on with Taj. Okay. So again, share the word with everyone, and also, support with words of encouragement. He's going to read everything. I was so proud of you guys this morning, because you really went in with the concern. So let's keep that concern going. But, whatever you want him to know, type it into the chat this evening and in the future, because he's going to need that to give him the strength to carry on, so to speak. So, and me, he knows me too. I'm going to be on him to do the right things, because like you said, his health is declining and he needs to really, make sure he does the right things in regards to regaining his health. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I just
And
want
in
us
the
I just want you guys to join us, in making a difference for him. He deserves that, every bit of it.
And you have to remember, he's a selfless individual. Like
He
he didn't
is.
even want, yes, he didn't even want this done. He was like, "Oh, Prime, don't bother people." And I was like,
See?
Taj, you are my family. And I talked to Naila about this about a couple of months ago. If something happened to Taj, everybody's going to look at me, like, to take care of if something happens to him.
Mhm.
Because people talk a lot, but have to show. There's nothing like action.
Right.
And there's not one individual in this world that I'm telling you that have not heard of Taj or he hasn't touched the lives of someone's family.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of you, whether you are into more science or not, or whether you love him or like him or whatever, you have heard of more science because of him.
That's
yes,
right.
Prophet Nudrawli set up the movement, but if it wasn't for Taj, a lot of you would not be awakened. So whether you agree or disagree with anything that he says, the bottom line is you can do your own research or information by what he's already put out there. Yep. And you wouldn't even know about me if it wasn't for Hannibal, my son, Father Hannibal, speaking about me. Some of you all wouldn't even know, except for those who know us directly. And so the bottom line is that we have to start giving back, because everybody got their hand out all the time.
All the time.
Give. Help me with this. Help me with that. But we have to start taking care of our own. Why are we waiting for someone else to take care of us? Why are we asking others to take care of the ones that are important to us? That's like we ask people to celebrate holidays like El Malik El Shabaz's holiday. We have Taj. We celebrate Taj here at our school. Yeah. Like his born day is a national holiday here.
Right.
Because we have to celebrate our very own. We can ask others to celebrate what is important to us. Does that even make sense? To ask someone else to celebrate what's important to you?
No.
It doesn't.
No, but Drew Ali said that too.
Yes.
He said we must have our own media. We must have our own schools. We must have our own hospitals. We must have our own. And he's been saying it for 120 years. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So, right. I'm gonna see what you're doing though, because this is the watershed moment.
Yeah,
right here. This is the watershed moment. So.
Absolutely.
And like I was saying, once we get the main things done, because vision, you think about it, just think about it. Cover your eye, just one eye.
No, I did that.
No, I was talking to the audience though, but I'm saying is see how your vision is limited.
Yeah.
And not only, is when strain your eyes, so he's getting these terrible headaches.
Yeah,
and which also causes blood pressure to rise because your body is in stress. You see, so it affects your heart.
Yes.
Your breathing. So we want to put him back on. And listen, we have the power to do it.
Yeah.
We have the power to do this for our National Grand Sheik. And he is not asking us to do this.
No,
we're doing it out of the love and care, because we are humanity.
Yes.
And humanity takes care of their own.
Yes.
And so we're asking you to reach out and touch. Reach out and give a hand. Reach out and show back some love. And later on, I'm going to read off some of you all who have already donated to the DODA, which is the Doors of Drew Ali. That is our humanitarian organization that we use to help mothers, with children, mothers that are in distress, homeless women, those type things. And so now we need, one of our brothers is in need. And so we're here to uplift him as well. So Dr. Naila has gotten some additional ways to be able to send donations as well. And she'll go over that with you all. But please, and I listen, I'm very transparent. I said to anyone had any questions about why we want to do this, you can send an email to Doors of Drew Ali. at gmail.com. You can send it. We will be glad to answer your questions.
Yeah, me too. You can send it to my email too. I'll answer you as well.
So, anyway, we're going to answer your questions because we appreciate you even taking the time to come on this call today just to hear a few words that we have to say. And I turn it back over to Dr.
Really. So some of you are asking if there's any other way other than Cash App. I personally don't even have Cash App. So I'm hitting, I put it in earlier and I just put it in again. I've set up a GoFundMe. So you can either do the GoFundMe actually has the goal and everything. If you see that, some of you have asked how you can how else you can donate. Well, here's the GoFundMe there. It's in the chat. If I were you, I would just copy it, and maybe you have to paste it into something so you can, or maybe you can hit it. I don't know if the link is live, but okay, I got to go, and I'll be posting the GoFundMe on House of Reawakening Minds Facebook page, and the grant, the page that we set up for Grand Sheik. That page, I'll be putting it there as well as on my own page, so you'll be able to go to, if you can't click in what's in the chat. But let me share what it says. And this is what I put in there, so you're going to see this. I'm Nyela Gillian, THD, aka DJ Dr. J, J, good gosh, founder of House of Reawakening Minds, and I put and praise to the King Ministries Inc. And the reason why I put that in, because I am, but it's also where our nonprofit is, and sometimes they want to make sure that
they won't, so they won't take fees out,
right, so we can get all of what's supposed to go to him. I've had the honor of working closely with Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey since 2011. Since then, he has profoundly impacted my life in ministry in ways I cannot describe. When we met, he already had well over 30 years of unselfish community service to his credit, working tirelessly to uplift fallen humanity through the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. At almost 79 years of age, he has proven to be a prolific scholar, teacher, and mentor who continues to positively impact the lives of millions around the world. Sadly, however, through all of Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey's unselfish giving to so many others, he neglected, as was already said, his own health and well-being. And while he has managed to go without medical checkups or treatment for over 50 years, over 50 years, some of y'all haven't even been out here on the earth that long. Time has taken a toll on his health, as was said. He has no regular income or health insurance. And the little side stuff he did, he can't even do that right now. So no means no. And the cost of the two pressing health issues, there are others, but the ones we've already, Grand Sheik has just talked about, requiring immediate attention, a treatment and maintenance, are estimated to soar to over 100,000 notes. Therefore, we are asking everyone with a heart to join with us to donate whatever amount you can today or tomorrow, but soon, and help further this campaign by sharing the GoFundMe link with others. Post it on your Facebook page, your Instagram, or your TikTok, or whatever they let you put it on. So, and the thing of it is about, I just recently got on Medicare because of my age, and because when I was on private insurance up until September. I've had surgeries and all kinds of things, never thinking of the underlying cost, because one, my husband's insurance covered it, and two, I didn't have any co-pays with anything. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty of having to go without insurance and say how much does it cost, because insurance makes an agreement with providers, and I'm told by a lot of these providers that the insurance company doesn't really pay them anyway. So when somebody comes up on scene who has to pay the real cost, they suck everything out what the cost is when they give the insurance companies discounts. Excuse me. I'm joking. They get discounts. But when we inquire, we get the full cost. Now, people are putting in the chat about Usha Village and about Yaki Awakening. I don't know Brother Yaki, and I don't know what he has, but I do know that if some of you know how to get in touch with him, if he doesn't know who Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey is, maybe you need to intervene and let them know that our treasure is in the midst of a crisis, and if he does have something, that he can reach out to myself or with Prime Minister and discuss, because maybe, I mean, that would be a give back for him if he wants to, consult with Grand Sheik as well as far as his overall well-being. We know he's an herbalist. We know he has a lot of a success with a lot of things, but we know, I don't know, and I don't know if you know, any the two of you, either the two of you, I don't know how to get in touch with.
Not only that, I'm a natural healer myself. So the thing is that the brother does not have the facility to do the blood work, the tests and things that need to be done. And so it costs to go into these healthcare systems. People can always drop something, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the case here. We don't have blood analysis. We don't have laboratories to do blood. And I am a retired cardiovascular nurse. I have several degrees in neurophysiology and sleep medicine. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. And the bottom line is, even as a natural healer, if I know what's wrong, then I can fix it. Like when the infection that he had, I treated that because I know how to do that. So he didn't have to take any Western medicine. And we're not talking about giving him any Western medicine. What we're talking about is taking care of the problems he has now in preventive care so that we can create our own herbs to treat whatever he needs and our own therapy. For instance, with his back right now, he has I'm going to heat treatments and red light therapy. I know what to do. My son had the same thing and I treated him, and he came here with barely able to walk. Some things we know are in our control, but unless this brother has a laboratory to run these tests on blood analysis, urine analysis, being able to actually treat his eyes, we can drop names all we want. I know a lot of people in the field with myself, Dr. Jazz, her husband, all of those, but this is different. This is talk about actually going to get these things done so we can take care of him after that, but we need the test results.
Right.
We don't have anyone that's able to remove cataracts. And I don't know any natural means of removing cataracts from anyone's eyes, and glaucoma. And I have natural eye drops that I have created to help clear his eye up for over a year. But even with that, he still wind up going blind in that eye. Okay, there's no vision. He's visually impaired with that eye right now. So let's keep it real. The brother can...
Yeah, it wasn't, but they're saying several people have said that doctor. They said Yaki has opened a full medical facility, but it's in Illinois, rather.
Okay.
But he does. They say he has a full medical facility. Several people they do that can do all that stuff. It's a full licensed clinic. Just So yeah, well that's the thing. And
no, I'm sure it's not free because he wouldn't be able to maintain a clinic.
No, it's probably not free.
Yeah, but we can get his information and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's the case. But in the meantime, his health is urgent right now.
Yeah, and St. Louis.
So we're going to do what we knew right now. But if someone has a way to contact him, please send it to Dr. Naila, send it to myself. Email me at daughtersofdruali@gmail.com. You can email me at the school email, the headquarters, any of those emails, and send his information.
Right. So I'm looking. I'm trying to look at comments and so forth. And
me
so
too.
forth. Yeah. So we're not about to send money to you guys. No, our Cash App is not working. You must not have been on. They shut our Cash App down. Gosh, now
but they can send it to the Daughters of Drew Ali Cash App. That one is up and running.
I need to that one because we don't have it. We just have the PayPal, and we would rather, if you're going to give to this, to give through the GoFundMe. That that way for me, But I need to put the Daughters of Drew. Is it Daughters of? Is it the or just Daughters?
Daughters. It's a $, just like on the flyer. Daughters of Drew Ali.
Let me fix this right here. Let me put something here. Okay, Daughters, DAUGATE, or
it's all running together. Daughters of Drew Ali.
Daughters of Drew Ali. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up. Okay, let me say that. And that, do I have it right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so if you want to give via Cash App, that is the Cash App. Also the, okay, let me see what's going on. Just join. Okay, what happened? All right. For those of you who are just coming in,
Mm-hmm.
okay, here's this. Could you? I think we want to address this one.
What?
I want to pull this up.
Okay, so the thing was, I've tried the Medicaid and Medicare. So Taj has been off the grid for over 50 something
Yeah.
years. And so because of that, they're giving me a really hard time with the Medicaid. I tried Medicaid. They say go to Medicare. I tried Medicare, and they're saying that he doesn't qualify for Medicare because he has nothing, like nothing that he's ever given into the system. So they have this thing called SSI for people who are over 65 who don't have medical coverage. And I've applied for that. In the meantime, while they're giving me a hassle about all of that and all this identification that they want and his life history that they want, his health is declining. So we're working on that. And I've had this discussion with Naila and myself. But in the meantime, his health is declining. And then a lot of the stuff that Medicaid or Medicare may not cover,
Pay
especially
for it. Yeah.
Medicare. Because even when I was taking care of my father, he had Medicare and he had VA insurance, and I still had to come out of pocket.
Right.
So, so I do appreciate that. But yes, we have done those things and we're still doing them, and I had to sit Grant Sheik down long enough to make him give me information that I already know, but I have to have him sign the information to even want to do it. But if you are totally off the grid, like Tosh has been, you're non-existent in their system.
Yeah.
And because they can't pull him up under Social Security or anything like that, that is the problem. Because he's been off the grid.
And they want 2 forms of ID
that they accept. And
Yeah.
so, right, because I named Taj in 1980 and he nationalized in 1982. And he's been off the grid ever since 1982. And he was off, literally totally off the grid.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that's why he doesn't. If you try to look up in the system, we did this thing called verify, and we both laughed because they couldn't even verify that he existed. But when we went to go try to do the Medicaid, they had this thing called verify, and we put all his information in there, and it was like, oh, and then the lady called me. She said, well, he's non-existent as far as we can tell. So you're gonna have to try to find some other ways to get him a state ID, and all of this other stuff, and so. In the meantime, I'm like, why are we fighting this system when we should be taking care of him ourselves? But I figured that everybody's going to ask about that. Medicaid, Medicare,
somebody else said that he's a veteran. If I know the story correctly, he was in the military, but he didn't get out the way they would have wanted him to get out.
Absolutely.
So when you don't get out the way,
and he doesn't. Right. And so also you have to have a certain amount of time to qualify for the VA benefits. And again, he would have to be under the state government to be able to do that. Again, he would have to exist under the government that they want him to exist under. So any of those types of things, you all want to talk about being out of the system. Y'all Moors, y'all free. We don't want the government. We don't want to pay this or that. But listen to what you're telling us right in the chat. You asking us to put him in the government system to be getting health insurance. The very thing he's been talking about for over 40 years of getting you out of the system. Y'all talk about putting him right back in there. And that bothers me because we don't want to give nothing. We just want to find another way out. But the bottom line is Taj is not part of the system. He's not.
He's not.
And so we have to recognize that he's not part of the system. But I'm still trying. And I know that eventually I may break through those walls because I'm very determined. But in the meantime, his health is vitally important. So again, if you don't want to give, and we are part of the Moorish government, this is our government, he's our Grand Sheik, he's part of our elite government. If you don't want to give, you can just listen and don't. If you don't have it to give, we understand that too. We're asking for those who have a heart to want to give to the Grand Sheik to take care of him to give, if that is your desire to do so.
Yes, and I like that somebody, this is the reality is somebody said, where is it? Where is it?
Oh,
Okay,
I see
here.
a comment. He's under our government, and we need to take care of him.
And somebody else says you're asking for fiat. She goes, well, we can't send gold coins or silver coins, and we could probably get all the silver if you want to give it, and we can probably
Nobody's going to take that.
convert it, but nobody's going to take it. Nobody's going to take our deliriums and stuff like that. Nobody's going to. We need to, let's be reasonable.
Yeah.
We're talking about an immediate need. And also I like the fact that what Grand Sheik has said is that if you don't want to give, there's no problem with that. Just don't be negative. This is not a time
for negativity. We don't have time for that.
If anything that this would do for us to raise these funds and in a short time would show unity, would show this man who has worked for over 40 plus years to liberate us, that we came together even around this that, seemingly is a negative, but we came together to turn this thing around. So if you don't want to give, don't give, but don't give the negative, energy. We need the positive energy, like I said.
And I want to address that fiat issue. I really do, because you know me, Dr. Naila. So listen, the bottom line is this. The doctor's offices aren't accepting gold and coin. And silver, they're not accept. I mean, you can give your silver dollars, but you're not going to get the value and work that you feel like it is. They're asking for fiat. And listen, all of us live off fiat currency. Every last one of you all spend fiat. Whether you have a debit card, credit card, Cash App, PayPal, buying you some shoes. Tell me where you went into the store and you paid gold coin or delirium or anything for a pair of shoes or some food or whatever. You haven't done it. And so the bottom line is, unless we're bartering between one another, we're not doing that. And so let's keep it real. Okay, this is not the time to put all that other antics out there. Okay, keep it real. And if you have the fiat to give, then give it. And if you don't, then we understand. If all you got is gold and silver, then take your gold and silver and cash it in for some fiat currency that we can use for the Grand Sheik. I mean, this is the things that I'm saying. Listen, I took the time to come on here today because I'm working hard. Like, to me, this is my time is valuable. It's the one thing I never get back. But he's valuable to me, and he should be valuable to you. Very valuable to me. He is my family. Grand Sheik will always have a special place in my heart. We share a family together. But also, he is the Grand Sheik of the Moorish Nation. And I nominated him that, so I know who he is. And he's not asking you for a dime. We're asking to help out. And if you don't have the heart to give, then, it's fine too. We appreciate the thought of you coming on here. Just send him some good thoughts, uplifting thoughts. If you can't do anything else, we know everyone don't have the fiat to do it. Someone sent us a donation of $7. And I look at this. Obama had the finance to become the president of the United States by small donations. So the bottom line is we have an open donation, as the flyer said. We're not asking you to send any certain amount, but listen, I'm sure you go to the dollar store and spend your fiat. You go to those who still eat McDonald's, Burger King, whatever. You spend your fiat on whatever else you want to spend it on. Some of you that still eat flesh, get that fried chicken, what is it called, Geno's chicken or Kentucky fried, whatever. So skip one of those meals or skip one of those things and donate for uplifting cause.
For a week even.
I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. You have to want to give.
Yeah.
You have to want to do it and find a way to do it if that's what you desire to do. But like I said, no one can put it on Taj, or Taj is begging, because I'll tell you, I'll never forget, and I have to share this story. Taj and I did a video on education. You probably remember I told you about that, The Pearls of Modern Education. We wrote a book together, and this is when I really noticed his vision was really going down, because he was having a really hard time, and I had to open up the dictionary that Dr. Naila said, read, and things like that to him. So we had put the book out because we know how people are about donation for the school, right? Donating, period, to Moors. We asked for a $10 donation for the book. We had people so negative. One sister actually said, Taj got nerve to be begging for fiat when he got all that fiat that he live off of. And we bust out laughing. Because Taj don't have a lot of fiat, neither do I. So I said out in the comments to the sister, and I want you all to hear me clearly.
Mhm.
It don't matter if Taj was a gazillionaire and wrote a book. He is a servant worthy of his hire. He deserves whatever he's asking for towards a donation for it. So when people start thinking about you got all this fiat, what illusional world they living in? It's like they call me asking me for services with educational services for free, law services for free. And they want everything done for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to ask you if you can tell me where the money tree is in the backyard here at headquarters, or where the fiat is coming from that just falls out of the sky and is just there with no one donating, no one paying dues, no one paying uplifting fund, no one paying the emergency fund, all the funds the profit set up for a government so we don't have to go through these type things. You Moors are not doing it. Bottom line, you're not. And so the bottom line is we're asking you to be selfless and give to our National Grand Sheik. That's what we're asking for.
Let me interject, Grand Sheik, because you and I had this conversation the other day about something that you had attempted to do some years ago. Because what I said to you was that we need, as Moors, you know how they have group insurance, group auto insurance, group healthcare insurance, and group. And you told me that you had got in touch with. Could you share what you know?
Yes, in 2013. Well, it was actually 2012. I connected them, and they came in 2013. And it was a brother who had his own insurance company. And what he was saying is because everybody more maritime law, all this being, they didn't want to be part of insurance. So what he explained to the Moors that were sitting there with me is that he could give us insurance, and we would be directly underneath him. So in other words, it was a private insurance. And in insurance, he offered us medical care for medical, for dental, and for car, which we know all of those are very expensive. Mm-hmm. And all we needed to make it legitimate was 25 Moors. That was it, 25 Moors. And some of those who were with me at that time know what happened. 25 Moors. Then he had a sister representative from AFLAC come, because AFLAC is one of those insurances that if you're out of work, ETC or whatever, off your job, off your contract, whatever, they would pay, for you the time you're off and help you till you get on your feet. Mm-hmm. No, they did not want to do it. More start making all kinds of excuses of why they couldn't do it. They didn't want to be under contract. They didn't want to be under maritime law, yada, yada. So the same thing that we always been going through. So the brother was very disturbed because he was like, I went through all this trouble to draw up the paperwork for you all and for my company to bring you all under contract with me. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that we can cover you all, because he believed in the Moors. He was looking into what we were all about, and he was really interested. We couldn't get 25 Moors. Do you hear me? To follow. And that was I was so hurt by that. Because I'm like, I'm up here as a prime minister trying to do the things right for us, and we just turned it down for every reason. And so one of the things that we need to make sure is we do have health care. Because even as you all are saying about the brother who has his business in Illinois, the thing is that we should be able to go to him, if that be the case, find out what his prices are, and if he's actually an overall physician that does everything from eye care to dental care, all of that. Is he able to do all of that? Because we have a naturopath dentist in Chicago, Illinois, named Sister Yvette. But it costs to go to her. And when I was having my dental care done, she consulted with the doctor here to make sure my dental care got taken care of. So, I had those connections for myself, but we have to make sure we have those type connections. And the bottom line is we are not in that position right now to do that. And we need to make ourselves in those positions. So I can look back into the insurance again. But Moors have to get off of that. Everything is contract on a European government, because we are living in a government that we have to be a part and a partial of. We have to take care of ourselves in this government. If we do not have a government outside of the one we have right now, well, we should have these health care. We should be taking care of ourselves, as the brother stated earlier. We should have the insurance that you all can sign up for. We should have this stuff when Moors are not able to work. We should be having resources for that. We should have these resources. but someone has to put those things in place. And that right now, so we can bring all these issues up again. But in the meantime, our National Grand Sheik's health
Needs it. Yeah.
is going declining.
Yeah.
And
I
we
do
need to get it now.
Yeah, I do see, for those of you who are asking, I do see the comments about brother, I don't know, is he Dr. Yaki Awakening, reaching out, and I see what he said, and I will reach out to Consul General Lamont Maurice L. and provide after, Grand Sheikahs and I can provide that information that he needs. So I see that. So y'all can, and again, we're not trying to collect funds for the sake of collecting funds. If there was go get it, like I said, just go get it done, that would be fine.
Yes, that would be fine.
And then maybe we had to make this step just so that we would know what's going on, and whoever is in a position to do what can be done without fiat or whatever,
That's
without
right.
contracting, will come up and say, hey, I'm willing to do this because he's just that valuable to us. You know what I mean?
He is.
And we know that it won't happen, and it would be for anybody in any situation, because all life is important. Yours, mine, Grand Sheik. But we have this situation. We have this. We have Grand Sheik in common, right? He is a treasure to us. And when it's something you treasure, you take care of that which you treasure. And that's all we say. Somebody said, which the three queens would stop feeding into the net. We're not feeding into that. Might be passionate, in our responses, about this, because we are passionate about taking care of our National Grand Sheik. So
see, stuff like that is just negative.
Right.
And we don't have time for that.
Right. And the thing is, I don't think we're feeding into the negative. Whoever commented, we're trying to address all concerns.
Yeah.
Because people who have negative feedback as well as positive feedback, we're here to address all concerns.
Yeah.
And see, I never have a problem with a question. I never have a problem with a challenge. So, I appreciate what you're saying that. And I'm an empress, not a queen. They took that queen thing way somewhere else. So I'm definitely an empress. I just want to correct that language. But the bottom line is that we have to make sure that we address all concerns, positive or negative. So I appreciate your comment. Whoever said we're not feeding into the negative. What we're trying to is address everyone. And listen, I told Naila this last night. Imagine after the Grand Sheik, I just have to smile. Grand Sheik is very dear to my heart. I have to smile, because imagine once he gets all this work done and he's back talking, or because he don't stop talking, he's still talking. He
talk for hours.
Just imagine when we get him to where he needs to be, and how good and radiant he's going to feel to know that the people that he's been serving for years cared enough to come to his aid. Can you imagine that? Can you just imagine that?
Of course.
And not only that, we're making legacy. Yes. We're making legacy because we're taking care of our own. Because see, them Europeans don't expect us to take care of our own. They don't expect us to do that. They expect to keep giving us the runaround like they've been giving me, and don't expect we're going to get it done. But we have to show them that even with opposition, that we are the mighty, mighty Moors. That's who we are. We are the ones that can get it done no matter what.
That's right.
And that's what we're here to do today.
I want to say this. I see several comments about the Cash App not working. So you need to check, because Cash App is funny.
They have lawsuits out for Cash App.
It's Daughters of Drew Ali. So let me just check it to make sure, because it is Daughters of Drew Ali. And I'll put it to the camera.
Yeah. So
because lots of people have already given to it, and they went to the Doors of Drew Ali. So let me see. Some people is getting through. So it is Cash App. Maybe because the of is supposed to be small o.
You think that is? I mean,
that might be it.
That might be it, because the O is a small o. So it's Daughters with a small OF of Drew Ali. Yes.
Okay.
But so it might be sensitive to the capitalization of the O.
Let me see that. But because sometimes when they find out what's all of a sudden there's a lot of activity coming up, then they get icky with us. That's what I think they've been doing. Anyway, that's what they did to us, I think, in House of Real Awakening Minds. Too much.
They did, because somebody else had that too, with the with a number of symbol.
Right. So, but anywho, again, we have the if oh, wait.
Yes, but see the doors of Drew Ali. Let me see. So yes. It's so make the OF small OF. There it is.
We
All
I
right.
did.
So, and I want to thank real quickly a few people who actually have given so far.
Mhm.
To somebody, okay, have given so far. As soon as you corrected that, people start, yeah, they're getting through.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me say that some of the names. I'm so excited that some of you all took the time to actually give for the Grand Sheik, and so let me see here. All right. Oh, okay. So let's go here. So we have Jerron Young Bay, Horace Joshua, Joshua Smith Eel, Calvin Dennis Eel, C. Asia University Bay, Kathy Jerome Thomas Eel, Byron Wilson, Monica Love. Oh, wait a minute. It dropped. Hold on. Somebody else just did and it binged me
Yeah,
right
I heard
out.
it. Yeah.
Let me just go back
Oh,
to.
they clicking in.
We
Right, because
appreciate
I think we had to correct that OF.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. I guess I better wait for it to slow down. It's going to keep kicking me out. All right. So I was at Monica Love.
Hmm.
P. Yeah. See, every time somebody give, it's kicking me out. So I'm gonna have to wait until
Yeah.
it slows down, and then I can read you all names.
Hmm.
But listen, we really appreciate you giving whatever you can give, far as a donation for Grand Sheik. Like really. And listen, I'll keep you all updated on his progress because Dr. Neal and I are very close. You know, I consider her very my sister. You know, and so we are actually telling we from the same tribe because we look like somewhat. And so the thing is that we're going to keep you updated, and then even we'll do a show on receipts, even Dr. Naila, to make people more comfortable.
Well,
As I
that's
right.
what I
told
was
you,
saying, that we will keep,
we'll do receipts
acknowledge
on,
who's support.
like get the receipts and the receipts and I mean down to everything that's going on, but the amount of things that are going on, and make sure that it's very transparent. See, because
Hmm.
we're about transparency and honesty here. The Morse Nation, Doors of Raleigh, we don't do all that fake garbage and lying and all that. That I don't know why people accept that, but the time for lying and dishonesty is out.
Yeah, that's
And
dead.
so I'm not about that at all. I'm not about that. Have never been about that. I don't lie, cheat, or steal.
Me.
And my thing is that, they say you don't need a middleman or priest to intercede. My and direct connection with my mother, my
Mhm.
creator law is direct. And so I got to answer for all of my transgressions. So I'm not trying to do all that. But I know one thing, the physical is great right now, that human touch.
Mhm.
And while we have that human touch, it feels good because once it's gone, that flesh is gone. All we have is the memories and visions in our head. We don't have that physical touch,
Yeah, I just got
And
a
so,
email from Sabir Bey, and he's saying that he just got off the phone with Taj talking to him. So, he's connected.
that he's what?
He just got off the phone talking to Taj. So
Mm,
I was just responding to something else.
mm. Well,
But anyway,
Anyway, so
yeah.
let me I'm gonna somebody's asking me about
Mhm.
PayPal. If you would if you'd like to donate via PayPal, um donate, just text what's the word?
well, see, because they can also go to the one we did last night too. More science with Grand Secrets, Durriyyah Bay. That goes through PayPal.
Okay.
So, remember the one I showed you last night, and people needed to use PayPal.
Oh, okay, because I'm giving them ours. So we actually have a link. So I was just
Oh,
gonna
okay. That's whatever one. Yes, I just want to make sure that they can, whatever way they need to donate.
okay, let me see where let me grab this. I got too many let me delete that so I can save this. Yeah, I have so many what do you call it? What are those things you have to
Mhm.
make what the heck this is? Add the banner. Okay, here we are.
Mhm.
So if you want to donate, I'll just put in the word donate. If you want to
Mhm.
donate via I meant via PayPal. Let me fix it.
On the phone.
All right. If you want to donate via PayPal, just text donate to this number and I can send you the donation link. We have a direct link and it'll let you put in what it's for. It's important that when you if you use this one that you put in you can put in
The
tithes.
reason for your donation, right? Because
Yes,
on my PayPal link, that's what I always tell people. Put it. Is it for the school? Is it for the headquarters
donate.
nation? When you go to the More Science, the grants against the Durriyyah Bay, you can type right in what it's for and donate that way too. So listen, if you want to donate, we have ways for you to donate. We have options. Even dropping cash by the headquarters, we have options. Listen, we have options.
Yeah, so if you want to donate via PayPal, just text donate to this number and you'll get a link. It is a donation link. That's all it is for. It's not for flash drives or anything like that. It's just for donation, and you put Taj or put Grand Sheik or GSK. I don't care. As long as you put something so we know specifically what it is, and it'll go into the fund. We appreciate. I see the love. I see the concern. I feel it. And so it's important. I mean, it's important for, if nothing else, that we use this as a coming together moment, a time for coming together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just getting text on my phone as well. People are texting me, they know to text me. So, but one guy said he's visually impaired. He just wants to know, he says, on the Cash App to send money, what letters are capitalized as I cannot see the screen? So,
so the,
can you put it back up so I can see I can just put the first, I don't know how he's looking, but I'll just tell him the first letter is a dollar sign, right? Dollar sign. Dollar sign, capital D.
Right. And then capital Drew for D, and then Ali. Just all the stuff. Right.
Let me write
first letter of each word except for the of.
Okay. Each letter of each
except of
word except O.
All right, I'm going to try to read these names again. Durriyyah. Oh, okay. Well, towards the end of the call, I guess I can.
Zell. Okay. Yeah, there's a Zell. I can put that up too. Where's that? Banners.
All right. So some people try to send a donation and it failed. I'm not sure what that means.
Well, before, because they were, everybody's going on Cash App. So when they're probably trying to send at the same time. So tell them to try again.
I don't know. Oh, all right. So all of the people where it said failed, yes, you're going to have to try it again. Let's see. Oh, it's a whole bunch of fails on here. I don't know what that means.
That's why I want you to check, because they are very, very tricky sometimes with what they do. And after they see a lot of things coming in, then all of a sudden it raises for them a flag. Again,
but it's saying failed to all right, so I'm not sure if everything coming after that is failed. Let me see. Yes, everything else that came in, I'm not saying it says failed. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
So yeah, something that they're doing. Let me give
it's red. So let me click the red and see why it's saying it failed. Let me see.
Delete this. I'm gonna give you Zell. Thank you. Bear with us. We're trying to figure out what's going on with the Cash App, because I really don't like Cash App anymore. I just
emailed some people back.
I said I don't like them anymore because they're really
problem.
They are very so
okay.
I'm gonna put
right. So this one, let me see why this one says failed. It just says payment from this individual failed. That's all it's saying. It doesn't tell me. See, this payment couldn't be completed because you reached the maximum number you could receive at this time.
Okay, I just got another email in that says that make sure an address is provided for mailing money orders if we can take them. He said, I just donated on GoFundMe. So I just got another.
Yes, because Did everyone hear what I just said? The reason why it's saying that the fail, I read it. It says this payment couldn't be completed because you reached the maximum number you could receive at the time.
Oh, at the
Okay,
time.
so
That's
you
what I
maybe
was
try
saying. Everything was,
tomorrow.
yeah.
You all that if yours didn't go through, you may want to try tomorrow. But
Mhm.
here's also Zelle, House of Reawakening Minds. You need a email or a phone number.
Address.
And no, for Zelle, you need
Oh.
to have a House of Reawakening Minds at gmail.com or the number 302-983-0136. You could give your donation via Zelle and put Taj or Grand Sheik or whatever in the option. There's an option when you do Zelle to put what it's about, what it's for,
Yeah.
identify
Yeah.
Grand
Grand
Sheik
Taj Tarik Bey,
or
yeah.
just put GSK is
Mhm.
easy. And this is our Zelle. And everybody would be acknowledged for their giving.
Mhm.
But it says we
Now
got
for an
Zelle.
address for money orders.
Okay.
Right. So yes. So
All
the
right, so
address.
Yeah. Give the
go ahead.
address.
I don't know if I can put something else in here.
So the address is 4223 Goodson Court.
Put that up.
4223 Goodson Court, Belcamp, Maryland.
Mhm.
21017.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I
Let's get
messed
it.
up something.
Okay.
Oops. Wait a
Because I'm
minute.
gonna type it to this people on here too.
Goodson Court.
Yes.
BELL Camp. Who they making? What's the
They
zip
can
code?
make it out to 21017. So they can make it out to Morse National Headquarters, and then the memo section put for the National Grand Sheet.
Mhm.
Because the account is set up in the Moorish Nation, Moorish Science Temple, whatever, and then
Moorish
put in the
National
memo,
Headquarters.
Moorish National Headquarters, yes. And then they can put in a memo for health maintenance care for the National Grand Sheet.
Mhm. Good.
Okay.
So I just want to tell everyone who tried to donate, see your wonderful donations, but I'm not sure when they say at this time, if they mean the moment all of y'all did it at one time, or did they mean for the day? Because I didn't know I had a maximum limit of incoming fiat for Cash App. I never known that was supposed to be a problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you never know with them, so that's the thing. With
Yeah, and then plus everybody was trying to get in at the same time. That was the thing because it was just beeping, beep, boop, boop, boop. So they'll probably maybe tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, let me edit this. Money orders.
Orders, yeah. Okay, so I'm telling everybody it's gonna be up in a minute. So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So for all of y'all who tried to give, you'll see that it did not process. It may not. I don't know if it goes right directly to you all or not. Belcamp has one L in it.
Oh, okay. Let me get it back now.
One L.
All right.
And do you want postal money orders or do you want regular money orders? Anything?
It doesn't really matter. They as long as they can afford it, they want to send it. I'm not going to have people go out their way to try to get no special money order.
Okay, good. Well, I wanted to ask because I know that's coming next.
Oh yes. No, we don't need postal money orders. I mean, either way, you still giving to the MoneyGram, money post off for all of them.
Yeah.
You're giving fiat for all of them, so it don't even really matter.
Okay, we've been, I'll be flipping through between the various ways.
Yeah, so just to make sure that you also know that your donation, just make sure you're putting in any type of donation that you're giving, that you're putting in that is for the National Grand Sheik health maintenance care. That's what we're doing. Because even once we get all this care, if we have donations enough, we want to make sure we have health care for him, which means it's going to cost us monthly to keep him with health care. Like I said, for those who are asking about Medicaid, Medicare, all those things, we will definitely keep you updated on, what we've gotten done for him. But in the meantime, we still can't trust anybody else to take care of us but us. And that's what we're working on doing. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I see all kinds of comments in the yeah. Don't like Cash App isn't taking the payment restricted. Okay. Well, okay, we got Zelle. y'all take a screenshot or so of that. That
The
hopefully
address.
again, here's Zelle. Take a shot of that.
Mhm.
If you want to make your donation via Zelle, make sure in anything you do, please put Grand Sheik or healthcare or something in there, just so we know it's for him. So we're just giving you a chance to get these various different ways.
I love this individual who tried to donate.
Orders of
Her
Durriyyah.
Cash App says, always be prepared. I
What?
love that, sister. Sister Lottie, hers says, $, always with the letter B prepared. I know that's right. I know that's right.
Thank
That
you
is
so
a great Cash App. And so, yes, and so for some of you all, I'm not sure why Cash App is doing this, but it did say this payment could not be completed because you reached the maximum number you could receive at the time. So that the word language change weird at the time. They're not saying today, they're saying at the time. So they're doing something to block it from coming through. So there's other ways to do it. You can, like I said, you could do it if you want to do the PayPal. You have the one that Naila sent you, or you can also do the more science for grants. You get to DurriyyahBay.com. That one is also PayPal. You gotta be careful with PayPal too. And then she says she has the Zelle, and then she also has the GoFundMe. And I remember a couple more. It's like, oh, don't do this GoFundMe. I'm not sure what's about the GoFundMe, but
GoFundMe
whatever
allows
it
you to put
is.
your credit card in and stuff like that. So you
Right.
might be able
Okay.
to, use a card and there's options. So,
Right.
Yes, so that's wonderful.
Mhm.
so we have many people. Some people are So
Mhm.
we put the Zelle up. I'm thinking, yeah.
But
Put that up.
listen, if you couldn't get through tonight, maybe you can retry again tomorrow when they say at this time. I don't know what that means. You know, people are
Okay.
still trying, but it's still not letting you through. Sister Tanya, it's not letting anyone through at this time.
Yeah.
It's probably so many folks that
Yeah.
have
Mhm.
right.
And that's good to know. I didn't know that they would block funds from coming through like that.
It's just that Cash App has been going through some legal issues, so that's why. And everybody's getting their money back so they're being cautious. That's all.
GoFundMe is at 1330. Thank you for okay. And rising. Appreciate that. Somebody gave an update on the GoFundMe. That's the part I like about the GoFundMe, because you set a goal and now it's showing you where you're going, how you're getting to it. So I appreciate that. So, but any method that's best for you is all right for us.
Yes,
You can
whatever.
Can you also put GoFundMe in the description as well?
Wasn't it in there before? I think.
Well, I've been putting it in as a text.
Oh,
But I have
everybody's been going because they're telling right here in the chat that they were GoFundMe.
Yeah, so
Some of them did GoFundMe, and I got a couple of text messages saying that they did a GoFundMe.
Let me see if I can put this in here. Oh no, that's not it. I don't even know what I did with it now. I gotta go look. I gotta go find the GoFundMe link. Here we go. Here we are. I don't know if I can make a banner. I'm gonna try. Here it is.
Oh, just type it in.
I'm going to GoFundMe.
But we appreciate your donation, all of those who donate, whichever way you're donating. I do apologize for the Cash App issue. We did discuss Cash App last night, but we didn't realize that it would do this right now. I guess so now there's something else we know about Cash App.
Yeah.
GoFundMe. So type that in. If you want the link, this is the link for the GoFundMe is https:// GoFund.me /927 lowercase BDE 87. So if you're listening, you can write that down. https:// lowercase GoFund.me /927 lowercase BDE 87. So that is the GoFundMe link. So
All right, appreciate that. Yes.
that,
So those.
that-
So
All right. So since we're not able to get any more donations through, I can call the names that I can see and the ones who
mhm,
tried to attempt to donate. I'll let you know that yours did not go through, and just in case you didn't realize that it didn't go through. So
mhm,
we have Jerron Young Bay, Horace Joshua, Joshua Smith Eel,
mhm,
Calvin Dennis Eel, C. Asia Universal Bay, Cassie Jerome Thomas Eel, Byron Wilson, Monica Love, P. Rest,
mhm,
Ryan Bird,
mhm,
Galea, Ryan Bird, Galea Terry, William C. J. Ridiot Jr., Eric Lynn Bay, Drizzy, Zelena Kawiwa. It just kicked me out. I'm not sure. There's nothing coming through, so why did it kick me out? All right. All right. Those are the ones that I was reading, the ones that did get through. All the rest of them are, let me see.
okay, I can give some too.
yeah.
I'll read up some names who've given via GoFundMe. Trevette, let me see, how is it giving it? Treve, it's just giving me first name. Wendy, Michelle, Yusuf, Mari, Mari, Othello, Andrea, Brett, Michael.
Mhm,
Um, yeah, thank you. Let me see if there's any more. Thank you for your
mhm, yeah.
yeah. All right. I had to verify the address. But yes, so those have been, and somebody said we're up to 1,700.
Mhm.
So here's the, can you drop the link? I'm putting the link in here again in the chat. Thank you. Roslyn,
Mhm.
Tiffany, El Haj Malik, Amira, Brian, Valerie, Mark, Ayeli, Omar, Kelsey. Okay, because you're receiving so much, what we will now send you daily emails. Thank you. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Trying to read them as they come in. We and the other thing, you all hope we can keep your support. If you're not um a member or subscribe to our channel, please um subscribe and share this video. If you haven't shared any others,
Yeah,
share
you
this
know,
one. This is a good one to
everything.
share because
Mhm,
it may be somebody, because you people are going to be upset, Cynthia, when
mhm.
first Sunday, I mean first Friday comes around and Grand Sheik and I are sitting side
I
by
know.
side,
Yeah,
because he's going to be off for a bit, y'all.
yeah.
He needs time to heal and recuperate, and he's going through some procedures and so forth. So need we absolutely need folks to be um cognizant of that, but still support the channel.
Well,
I'll
I
be
think that's something that need to be added to that particular Friday, whoever you have on, as a continuation of the donation process until we meet our goal. So,
mhm.
at that Friday, maybe, give them the names of the people that have currently donated, or how much money's been collected or whatever, and all the different things. If we can get that together for the people so they see that their donations are being used wisely, and like, Empress said,
Oh,
transparency.
And
so
let me
I'll
say, you said that what's his name called Taj did uh
Sabir?
what Sabir, did he give a donation?
I don't
Sabir,
know.
did you donate?
He just texted me like 3 times. He said he was still on the phone with Taj as we speak here.
Oh, I need to go get Taj off because Taj should be still on the phone.
Well,
But Sabir, did you send a donation? I would like to, did you send a donation?
I
As
am
much as you called
I,
Grand, did you send a donation? All right, so all right, let's go to where I left off at. This donation did get through.
mhm,
All right, so that's Daily, Francis Alahansan, Romeo Aliena,
Mhm,
Jerari Whitelow,
mhm.
Eva Haley, Carrie, Valerie Simmons, Harold Kendall Bay. Y'all got to drop these slave names. Johnson. Uh, I mean, seriously. And then they started kicking out the donations when it got to Good Vibes. I apologize. Your donation did not go through. Danita,
Mhm,
Glenn, Robert, Clem, Logo, John. Gleam tried twice. It didn't go through, Gleam. I apologize. Logo, John Bacon. You really got to drop that. Michael Fry tried twice. It didn't go through. Clean McKnight, Emmanuel Bay. Didn't
mhm.
go through. Michael Fry. Yeah, some of you all tried over and over. Renee, it didn't go through. Kenneth, and so your donations did not go through. So Naila, Dr. Naila gave you another way to go. Go through the GoFundMe or
Zell
go
or
through
so
the
we also
Zelle
want to say
or
received from Vladimir, Jean Roseman, and I believe we Robert Moore, Gloria Peebles. Thank you for your donations via Zelle. So right. So we appreciate your giving. Yeah.
yes, we absolutely do.
Yeah, we appreciate every So
See,
every
even when Taj is not feeling well, he on the phone talking to someone. And I just like to say that, realistically, think about him and don't be trying to tie him up on the phone like that. Dr. Naila has even tried to contact him on the phone, and she's very close to him. You
yeah,
know.
he needs to rest. I just ask you for updates, and I send him messages via you.
Yes. Okay. So stop sending it to the Cash App for those maybe just coming in because it's steady kicking it back. So Cash App is not going to allow us to get any more funds today. If you want to do it through Cash App, wait and try again tomorrow and see if you like to try it that way, or send it to one of the other ways that we provided you. You can also do, like I said, more science with GSKS Durriyyah.com. You can do that. That is a PayPal. If you go through there, it'll have a big yellow donate button, and you just click donate, and you just tell what your donation is for, type it in, and you can put it in through that way too. But make sure that everyone that donates, that you please put in the reason for your donation. So
Mhm.
because Dr. Naila and myself both have different causes that we do, so we want to make sure the fiat is dispersed to the correct entity. So please make sure you put it in the reason for your donation.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to go into PayPal to see about anything that came in through PayPal, so I can acknowledge. Uh, okay, let me see because I don't want to miss anybody while we're on and not acknowledge.
And
Okay.
so I just want to say too that even if you feel like you need something for your fiat, you can go on to the circle7publishing.com and you can purchase one of the booklets there from myself or Taj. If you feel like I got to have something tangible to show for what I donated, do that. And, go ahead and do it through that way. And that goes to PayPal as well. If you want to order a book or something, feel like you got to have something for your donation, do that.
Let me see.
We want to take care of our grand Sheik, and that's what we're talking about tonight because he is a precious jewel. I just can't imagine. I've been knowing Taj since I was very, very young, and he's probably told the story 100 times how he very first met the very first time. But he worked at a barber shop, and I used to have this great big bush, and I used to get my bush cut down by only him and him doing my eyebrows. He was the only brother in town that could do some eyebrows. Let me tell you, with a straight razor. The women lined up to get those eyebrows done by Taj. Even when we moved the barbershop into our home, they still lined up out there to get them eyebrows done by Taj. And so, that's how I would, meet him and talk. He used to laugh and joke with me and all this stuff. And he used to tease me. He said, "If you take your bush and be out, then you take and plait it back up and wrap your hair back up. Why do you do that?" And I used to tell him because my hair is only for me to see, but I love keeping my bush together. That was my thing. And because my hair was not very thick, those sisters know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, you plait it up and put those curlers, those sponge pink curlers, right, on your hair with some tissue paper to make your bush full. And then when I would pick it out and he would keep my bush done for me. And he used to tease me all the time. So I used to go there all the time with him. I said, "Get away from me." I used to laugh at him. I said, "Get out of here. I'm not talking to you. You're married." At the time he was married. And so, he would just be laughing and joking and teasing. So then one day it was a friend of mine. I was in the house minding my business. And she said, "Listen, come with me. This guy that I'm dating, he got into some trouble. And I need to go tell his brother. And I want his brother to go with us." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Girl, just come with me because I don't want to show up to his house by myself." And I was like, "Okay." Went to the door, knocked on the door, and who opens up the door but Taj? And he picks me up and just spins me all around because I hadn't seen him in years. And he spins me all around and he just, "I'm not going to let you go. I'm not going to let you go." He just kept squeezing me, hugging me tight. And we stayed together from that point on. I hadn't seen him in years.
See?
And it was just that we winded up connecting again by someone that we both knew, and someone who was dating his brother.
That's
And
neat.
I went right. I didn't even know. I said, "Who are you? Where's she dragging me off to?" But she didn't want to go by herself. So and I was like, "I'm gonna go with you. I'll go with you." And when I opened the door, my eyes, I was like, I couldn't even believe it, who I was looking at.
Uh-huh.
And he just picked me up, just squoze me, just spun around. And we just hung out that night. And from then on, and we just stayed connected from that point on.
Mhm.
And so, that was just wonderful for that many years to go by.
Mhm.
And we reconnected again. So that was wonderful.
Mhm.
And so he's very important to me in my life. He's been a part of my life. Ever since I was a very young girl all the way up to present day, he's very important to me.
Mhm.
And so he should be important to you. And of course, he's important to his children and grandchildren.
Mhm.
And he does have some great grandchildren on his other side of the family because Taj has several children. And so he does have great grandchildren at this point. He was telling me great grandchildren, and some of the great grandchildren probably got some children in this day and age. At the age of 78, the only way you get to be 78 is you live long enough to see it. Right? So you have to imagine, since Taj got nationalized, he's been teaching since he got nationalized in 1982. And literally he was teaching before then because he was a minister under Elijah Muhammad for the Nation of Islam.
Mhm. And
And one of our big discussions when we used to have these discussions in the barbershop was, I used to call Elisha a fickle-head fool. That's what was my name for Elijah Muhammad, because just the things that he said and did, knowing he came out of more science. With my legacy, I know who he is and where he came from.
Mhm.
And so, he was, into that, and he teach that. And so we used to have people come to our house. I never forget when we first got together, we used to do these study sessions. And a lot of the people, claim to be Christians and, into the church and all that. So we said, we're going to use the Bible. We call it a Piscean record. We're going to show them, if they say that they're Christians, how they're not following their own records. And where we will highlight the Bible and put all these little tabs in it and have these sessions and go over food laws and maintenance laws and all these things with the people. And I never forget this one sister named Gloria, and she was one of my dearest friends. One day after leaving our session, she went home and cleaned out her whole entire refrigerator. And, at that time, we had just the landline phones, the trim line phones.
Mhm.
And so she called us up and she said, "What am I going to do with all this food now? Did it say that I could give it to the poor because it's pork?" And she just figured out her whole entire refrigerator, and her fiance at the time got into a really big fight because she took all the food and got rid of it. And she wanted to know from us where she should donate it to. So I said I would never tell anyone to eat it.
Ooh.
And so Todd said, "Well, we have some organizations." He said, "Let me make a few phone calls," and we got somebody. So they did have a donation truck that came by and picked up the food that she donated. But that's the kind of stuff we used to do young. We had everybody in our area not eating pork, not, it was amazing. We had sisters, bringing their hem lines down. I was teaching people how to wrap their hair. I mean, we just had a good time when we were young. We was really working on trying to wake the people up, in our community. We had a lot of fun doing that, and we had a lot of lessons in that house. I tell you.
Well, I
So
want to
we
do
just
a couple more. Yeah, when you before we go, can I give some more acknowledgments?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm sorry, through PayPal. John Bacon, thank you for your donation. Caleb Fisher, Leslie McGaffey, Rachel Heron, John Harris. Let me see, and I think Richard Johnson. But let me make sure that's not a flash drive. No, and Richard Johnson. Thank you all for your donations via PayPal. Acknowledging that. We thank you.
Yes, we do. And
Yeah.
listen, after the show is off, don't stop giving.
No, we're gonna make it a weekly thing until it's paid for and he's well. That's it. I mean, every
And
week, whatever his Friday was or whoever, whenever.
right. And like I said, we're going to keep you updated because we
Yeah.
think that transparency is important.
Yeah.
And I know you all love him and want to know what's going on with him too. And so I love this. I love being able to connect and come up for a worthy cause because there's so much negativity out there. There's so much negative things out there, and Moore's not doing the right things. And so we want to start doing things the right way. I mean, we are the ancient people. We are the very first creation from the creator.
That's right.
And we need to let the world know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I had a brother who called me today who he has stage 4 kidney cancer. He was telling me about stage 4 and how he's been spiritually, trying to uplift himself and how his cancer has started to heal itself and all that. And the right away, immediately, because he knows his diagnosis or prognosis, I gave him Dr. Jazz's information immediately because her husband and her work with stage 4 cancer patients all the time. And so, and then any other information that we might be, if he's on this call today, because that's the things, if you know what you are battling, we have a lot of physicians in the nation. We deal with natural products and we refer you out to each other. We are a family. Let's act like it. I mean, let's take care of each other. And listen, we're doing this for the National Grand Sheik, but if we can try to raise a fund just for us medically to have when we do have these kind of emergencies, that we can take care, because we shouldn't be begging people for funerals. You don't know how often my phone is ringing and people call me up for funerals all the time. But I'm going to tell you, I have about 3 or 4 elders that pay into the funds that the prophet set up. When one elder passed away, his niece called and she was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for the funeral. And I said, listen, he kept up his dues. He kept up his funeral fund. So you don't have to worry about it. We have the fiat to pay for the funeral. Just send us the bill and then we'll make sure that the funeral is paid for. And then whatever's left over, you can redonate it back into the nation or take it for whatever other expenses you have. But we want to make sure that the funeral is paid for. You know what I mean? We don't just give the funds out like that. We have to make sure that the reason he put it in is taken care of. And so the reason he put it in was for his funeral, costs, and we made sure that was taken care of. And so these are the things that you all have to think about this. That no one wants to ever think about death. No one wants to think about bad health. No one wants to think about these things. But if you're ever homeless, you need a place to stay, need food to eat, clothes on your back. These things, nations take care of themselves. We should never be in a position where we can't take care of one another. And I just want you all to think about that, because it's really important.
And we thank you. Yes, we appreciate that. I want to say, and although it's not, we can't say a lot of things about certain things because that it's revving up again with the shadow banning for mentioning certain things. And even talking about Grand Sheik and his healthcare, we're not talking about overall general because they like to mess with you when you say stuff like that. But I will say this of note: next Tuesday, there is a brother that is an awesome herbalist, and you've heard of him Grand Sheik, because we talked about him, but they take his videos off. He's going to be on unfiltered office hours with Dr. G. What I'm going to be doing next Tuesday, just so you'll know, is I'm going to come on for about 15 minutes to a half an hour, maybe. And then I'm going to ask you all to click the link in the chat, which is going to be provided in the description of the show. And it's going to take you over to the unfiltered StreamYard channel where you can come right in. You don't have to register. It just won't be on YouTube or Facebook, so that we can keep, the whole, whatever he has to say will be able to be preserved and won't be taken down, because they took something down. I got a notice on the 23rd that they took something down. We did, I think, Grand Sheik, and I don't know who was on there. It was called.
I remember that. Yeah, I forgot what it was. That one you did.
It was like a year ago, but they just went. They took it up and said I violated community guidelines. So I can't imagine what we said when women wake up that would cause them to do that. But it's just that precarious. And so when you definitely want to talk this, if you know anybody who has any serious health conditions, you're going to, or even if you want to be preventive, because there's prevention,
that's right.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah.
So if you can do a little bit of prevention, it'll avoid, it will avoid you having to, like we're trying to do now, and fix something. So he is well known. He has protocols that work for certain things. I'm not going to say, but I'm going to say, in stages. It comes in stages, and he's had success with that, reversing that, and as well as some other things. But I will say this. I guess I can say this. He shared this with me, and then we looked it up on Google. Google this. It seems like back in 1970, and I talked to you about this too, Grand Sheik, that the normal blood pressure was 150 over 90. Take that, and over the years since 1970, what was normal, the numbers have been lowered. And I'm not going to tell you, we'll talk about it next week as to why those numbers were lower, what it facilitated. But if you can Google this, it actually will tell you in 1970, a normal blood pressure was 150 over 90. And some of y'all have been like me, sitting in the doctor's office here, and you're like, it's elevated, it's this, and
you're dying.
It's not even over that. It's not even up to that point, but they're telling you. So, and he told me first, and then somebody was at the class Friday, and when I told them in class Friday, he Googled it, and the brother showed it to me. There it was on Google that is exactly true. But there's a lot of things you need to know about, and so we're going to be talking about that next Tuesday. You're going to have a link within the YouTube, the regular one, to click and come over to meet this brother and hear what he's got to say. Very, very, very he was just up at Nicholas Bookstore, I think, on Saturday, Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn. But he's going to be here on this channel on my Unfiltered next week, and I want you to make sure that you come in, and not only come in, click over. And come in the unfiltered version of it, right?
Camelback off what you were saying with that. That was for Asiatics. Equal Asiatics, our blood pressures were even a little bit higher because we're known to be under stress, right? And so that so that was just like the normal blood pressure, absolutely at one time. And then, of course, as reasons you said that I don't want to stay here because you know me, I'll just say it.
Yeah, we don't want to get into it because I want to keep this video.
Right. But I'm just saying, right. So that's what happened. But I do want to say that YouTube does that because I did a crocheting tutorial with the online schooling. And I talked about the history of crocheting and how it was, it was for us, like we the ones that created it, and they took that video down.
Well, we're not going.
So you're right.
Well, this is for internet.
I'm not saying what I said on there. I'm just saying that when I gave the information, they, for some reason, I was so shocked because the sister that follows me was like, "Did you know that's not up anymore?" And I was like, "Wow!" So I'm just saying I recognize what you're saying, that they do take certain things down.
Yes, but I don't even put stuff in the chat about that, please, because they even
Yeah.
get you for text messages, y'all. So don't
Really?
have
Right.
Yeah.
oh yeah, they get you
Can
for
you
the chat.
re-put the PayPal thing up? I just got some more messages needed a PayPal thing.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. PayPal.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we do keep the things up and running, but unfortunate that lets you know we have to have our own, like you said, you have a different line now because we cannot be censored on what we're saying because when it comes to us, our knowledge is wiped away. We're not supposed to know nothing about ourselves, and this is ridiculous.
Speaking of that, come fifth of 6th of December, we have like a Cynthia 2600 note bill to keep that channel. You know, our stream, our channel. So we need to we're trying to use it more, but we can't let it go. So we have to pay about almost $2,600
for that
annually on like the 5th or 6th of December to keep it.
Up.
And so we were planning, just be honest, we were planning to let y'all know so that you can help us keep the channel. And then this came up, with Grand Sheik. So we'll figure it out because it's more important, but after you give to Grand Sheik's healthcare, if you want to help us keep the channel, then do that separate. But it's coming up. We're gonna have to pay it by the 26th of this. I mean the 6th of December. Yeah,
and that's also a Moorish holiday, December 6th. So give the charity that's on Moorish Thanksgiving is December 6th.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
big Moorish holiday, December 6th.
And what is that? Like you call it Thanksgiving, but it's
a Moorish Thanksgiving. It's the birth date of the reincarnated prophet John Gibbons Hill, the one who established the businesses, the schools, the Moorish League, the Women's League, Auxiliary. All those businesses that we had as Moors, even the ones we had on King Avenue in Camden, New Jersey, on Broadway, all of those stores. He created all of that economics, and he was very much into economic empowerment.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and another thing, I wanted to say for those of you who are familiar with Dr. Walter Williams, who wrote the book about what's it about? Christianity? I can't remember. Walter Williams. Anybody familiar with him? I received a call on Friday while we were having our civics class that he transitioned and he made his transition. So we give our condolences to Dr. Walter Williams. Some of you have his book, and I just can't remember the actual title of the book, but it had something to do with it. He was kind of debunking, I think, Christianity for how it's been taught to us. And a couple of other books, but I just want to say that. I don't know, as we are, let me see, let me put whatever else needs to go up. Does anybody need anything else up?
Not so far. If it does, I'll go back later and send it to them.
Text donate to this number and you will get the link.
Yeah, I already gave it to them.
You will get the link. And and then let me see. The Zelle, here's Zelle again. You need the email address and or the
Are you going to put that down in the description too?
Well, here it is. I want to say this to you all. And I went to the bank to try to get this straightened out yesterday, and they couldn't change it. When you give via Zelle, it'll come up Praise to the King Ministries because our original account was set up as that, and then we added House of Reawakening Minds, which they said is there, but it's underneath it, and it's too long to put it all in, but they can't flip and put House of Reawakening Minds on top. So if you see Praise to the King come up you gave to you, it's right. It's still correct. They just wouldn't let me. I didn't realize it was coming up. I thought House of Reawakening Minds was coming up. So when I went to the bank yesterday, because people had sent me a text and say, "Is this the right thing?" And
so that they'll just do Praise to the King then instead of.
Well, it's House of Reawakening Minds at Gmail is the
thing,
actual good email, and that's the number. But when it comes back after you've given to it, it says you gave the Praise to the King. But that means you gave the House of Reawakening Minds. Is what I'm saying, because they won't take them off because one, they call it the parent company, and the House of Reawakening Minds with the DBA,
like under the umbrella of
under the umbrella. So we, it was the best we could do, y'all, to be able to even get something in House of Reawakening Minds. Was what started happening is stuff would come into us in House of Reawakening Minds, and they wouldn't let me deposit it in Princeton again. So we had to do what we had to do. Yes.
Right, and she telling the truth about that because mine, when you go into Grand Sheik Durriyyah Bay, it says creative fashions, but underneath of it, it says Moorish Divine and National Movement.
Mm.
Because, like you said, when you do a DBA, they kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
put it under as an umbrella underneath.
They put it under
I
there.
Right. I just want to say a couple of more did come through for the ones they denied. They are asking me to accept some.
Hmm.
And so Melanie Poole, we got your donation. Kenneth Hawkins, Roberta Watson, Gabby A. Holly, and Logo Junkies. Uh, it's really not saying, I'm not sure what the gap. Okay, and Logo Junkies. So shukran for your donations, which means thank you in Arabic. So that did come through for those. So I guess they stopped penalizing me for a minute. I don't know. But anyway, it did come through for those who just did that. Again, Melanie Poole, Kenneth Hawkins, Roberta Watson, Gabby A. Holly, and Logo Junkies. That did come through. Appreciate your donations.
Right.
And like I said, we are so excited to do this show. So excited that Dr.
Yes.
Naila gave me the opportunity to come on. So excited being able to spend some time with you, Sister Cynthia Martin, to talk to you about that name. And
Yeah.
so and so grateful to be in the presence of other empresses and just be amongst our own and doing a good thing, a great thing.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, yeah. So we
And we
having a good
appreciate you too.
time right now. We having a good time just amongst one another.
Yeah.
Talking, and isn't it, listen, can we not give the Grand Sheik his flowers while he can still smell them?
Thank you. I
Absolutely.
always do every year.
But I'm just saying, we're able to honor
Yeah,
him.
right,
Because the
exactly.
very first thing people were saying, oh, what happened to the Grand Sheik that he died? I mean, the very first thought.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to put it out there. No, he is still with
Yeah,
us.
they were
With the
panicking
show.
this morning. This place would have blown up if we would have been on here to tell them,
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
no, but we just need to give him, those of you who do, have his number, like just give him some time to rest, because he won't, he won't, absolutely won't rest. And
Mhm.
don't, as close as I am to him, I have not insisted that I have a conversation with him, because I'm more concerned with his well-being than having a conversation with me. He knows I love him, and he knows that I'm pretty sure you let him know what's going on from a standpoint of us working
Yeah.
together to try to rectify the situation. But I'd rather not speak to him and send him positive energy and love. And I know that goes a long way. We just,
Yes.
send love, send positive energy, and send your fiat too, because that,
Yeah.
Yes.
and like I said,
If
and
you
if
can.
things, right, and if things turn around and we're able to do this holistically, if Dr. Yaki, if we have to send him out to the clinic, and we can't fly him, he's gonna have to go on the train, but take him out there and somebody go with him, and he get treated and get back, then you know what, the funds will be used for, we'll
that.
get him out there, whatever, and whatever's less, like as Grand Sheik said, we will have that fund to help others,
Right.
to help others, because there's always going to be something and someone that has a need. Everybody doesn't have the benefit of health care and so forth. And so I don't think, I'm thinking that this is the opening of something bigger than just what's going on with Grand Sheik, the beginning of it, that we can start loving on one another and caring about each other, despite our, ideological differences. But at the core of it, we are one,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we're one.
Is there a way that we can weekly or bi-weekly have a money tally as to where we are in regards to our goal?
Well, I'll get together to you
Okay.
what I'll give a report of what's coming through our channels.
Yeah.
And then and then we can then put it together and
Yes.
And give an update, because
Okay, that's what I'd like to do, because that motivates people as well, because when you say you need a certain amount of money and they start giving, they don't know where they're at, but when they can see it, going up, then that's encouragement. Okay, we're getting there. We got to go this much further to get there.
They can see it on GoFundMe, but they won't see the other things, because they are not.
That's what I'm saying. So we can combine that on, as a weekly total or something. I
don't mind. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me know. And I'll
need to know
together. So
yeah, folks need to know.
And then we'll give it to the Empress, and the way she'll have those figures too. You'll see it on the
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency is important. And I just want to say, if everyone looks and says, she has the circle of love on my head, is joining our circle of love. you know,
Mhm.
for our Grand Sheik, you know, join our circle, you know, because it's important.
Yeah.
It is. It is
Well,
important.
just let him know that we love him. I'm sure he might be watching, he might not be, or listening or something, but just tell him, you know, how much we love him and we got him. That's just, and we don't have a choice.
Right.
Right.
We don't have a
Absolutely.
choice. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
mhm.
You know, he likes to try to stay busy, but he is taking it easy. I'm staying on it, making sure he's doing what he's supposed to do
I can
because
imagine
that's
how
what
that's going.
I. Right. But you know, my work is never done. The one thing I have to say is Taj has a lot of respect for what I say. And when I put my foot down or
Yep,
something, you
he
know,
does.
he'll
Same way
honor
with
it.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
you not allowing him to have Dollar Tree snacks?
No, no, and listen, Shamsuddin, Shamsuddin took him out earlier today. He went out and got some air. He said he wanted to get some vitamin D. That's why he wound up at that dollar store. I took all of that stuff. He didn't buy the stuff like he normally buy because you know, but I took whatever was there and even what Shamsuddin bought and I put it all into a bag and tied it up. So nobody is getting that. You know what I mean? Because like I told them, it's insulting to me. I cook from scratch and y'all eating Dollar Tree treats or whatever. But you know, he didn't. Sham didn't keep him in there long because he can't. You know, he's not supposed to be. They have very strict restrictions for him on what he has to do. He
Mhm.
has to rest, and now even though the most minor surgery, people think, oh, that's a little surgery, but the most minor surgery is major to this change in your form. It's a change in your form.
Right.
And if it wasn't necessary for him to have these services, I wouldn't have done it. But I'm not going to be foolish and play around with his life, you know, when
No.
we don't have the things we need to take care of him. I'm not going to do that with his life, and I wouldn't want him to do it with mine. You know, so
Mhm.
the thing is, these are necessary things.
Right.
And that's why we didn't put the audio one there because I was like, the most crucial things is his vision and
Right.
his oral care.
Right.
And then, of course, being a nurse, I know that he has to have all of CBC has to have a complete blood count because there's certain disorders that run in his family that maybe at his age he may be developing some of those.
Right.
Could be the reason for fatigue and all those things. If I know
Mhm.
what I'm working with, I can fix it.
Right.
But it's the unknowing that you can't fix. You know that, and that's part of the problem. And so we want to make sure that we can keep up with his treatments and make sure that he's
Mhm.
getting the right care. And I've done some Reiki healing with him and he's feeling better and things like that.
Mhm.
But all of those things are great, but we need someone who actually can run tests
To see
to
what's
make sure.
underlying
And
thing.
anyone that's had a toothache, listen, they know what a toothache is like. Anyone
Woo.
that has a bad tooth in your mouth, come on, you know what it's like. So don't
Oh,
expect the Grand
oh.
Sheik to go through some suffering that you yourself would not want to go through.
Mm.
Don't ask him to tolerate something that you wouldn't want to go through. And what that comes from not having regular health care.
Right.
That's how you get a toothache. Not going to regular dental care to have your teeth taken care of.
Right.
That is why these things happen. And so we talk about preventative care. So let's get that in our minds, in our psyches, that for our
Mhm.
children, for us who have not been through dental care, who have not been taking care of our health. And I tell everyone in our school, all instructors are required to have blood pressure cuffs. They're trying to have glucose kits. I want to know what your blood pressure is. I want to know what your glucose is. You
Mhm.
know, and for those who haven't gotten it, you know, from time to time, I may ask on a staff meeting, how is your glucose? We do our wellness checks on every other Friday. How's your health? What's going on mentally? How you doing? When's the
Mhm.
last time you checked your blood pressure? When's the last time you checked your glucose levels? We
Mhm.
have to take care of each other. We all we got.
That's it.
Right.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
question
That's
is
it.
asking, can we get an update on Grand Sheik after his holistic treatments? I would say yes.
Absolutely. We're
Oh,
going to give you, and this is the thing, like I've been contacting Niola to let them know the updates. And so what we're going to be doing, as I said too, because some of you all probably want to join in and see how things are going with receipts wise. And we'll keep you updated on what we've actually spent so far and what we're using it to do it with and all of that. Because listen, we want you to know
mhm.
that your funding is going towards what we're asking for. And so transparency is very important. So you know that what you're putting your couple of dollars that you work hard for, whatever you do, or
Yep.
however you get your dollars, how you hustle it, that fiat currency,
Is
is
being,
going towards what we need it for, and that's his health care.
yep,
Absolutely. I appreciate the help because listen, I was doing this all by myself, and
yeah.
sister was like, "Why are you doing, Prime Minister? Reach out." And
Hmm.
so, and I had to put my pride to the side and say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this because you're right. And there's enough people love and care about him. We should be able to ask for all he's given us.
Yes, easily.
There should be no problem, no question about giving back.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Whatever you can give, dollar, 50
Yeah,
cent, 25 cents, it all works.
whatever.
I mean, if
All of it works.
everyone that he's touched gave $1, it would
That's it.
be, it would be
Then we
all
would
over.
be there.
We'd
That's why I
be,
said wait till the international people start.
yeah, So we put this information out. Please, please, please share. Please share this. If you never shared, please like first of all. But if you've never shared any of our videos, please share this one because it's so important. We just want to make sure that we're not giving any kind of medical advice or anything. This is nothing. This is the facts. We're talking about one of our own who is severely under the weather. But we know that if we come together, we're able to be the catalyst to turn this thing around. We know that. And plus with your love, your energy, your positive. I mean, I even heard from someone via someone else that I had considered a nemesis who was inquiring about the health of our Grand Sheik. And I was like, sort of like, really? And I was told, no, they sincerely are concerned. So sometimes people get on the chat and want to act, like, they want to, they got something to say and they're being whatever, and I block them or whatever. But when it comes down to it, even some of those folks, they don't want to see anything happen to our Grand Sheik. They
Because he woke some of them up. He woke them up, the ones that's acting that way. And he woke them up, and he always thanks me for waking him up. But like I told him, my job was easy, even though you were a difficult client, difficult student. My job was easy compared to the job you have to done, and because I can imagine the work the proctor had to do, I couldn't even imagine.
Can you?
So, absolutely. But I also want to ask Dr. Naila, because we want to do a positive synergy circle with everyone. If you're near someone or out mentally, put your hands and thoughts together. And we're going to close out with a synergy circle. And for those who don't know what that is, it's just an energy circle full of energy and vibrational good thoughts. And listen, if your thoughts aren't good, don't enter the circle.
Yeah.
Okay, because we don't want that negative energy in here.
All
right, but if your thoughts are good, we want you to join us just and reach out and touch, and even if it's a mental hand, so we can do a closing synergy circle for our national
camera
brand.
went out, y'all, but I'm still here. So I'm not going to mess with it because I want that's what I used to look like, but it's still me. I'm here. Y'all can hear me.
Where is your beautiful face? Where's you
My
at?
camera went out. I don't know what happened, but I'm afraid to touch anything. I just rather, I'm gonna be the avatar today.
All right, you all. Well, we're gonna go ahead and start this vibrational circle. If you can close your eyes, and I like to think with the third eye. So if you can close your eyes and concentrate on your third eye chakra, while we close out with a synergy circle, and we're gonna turn it on over to Dr. Naila to close us out with that synergy circle.
What am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? Do you want me to say words? I mean,
yes, absolutely.
You the one know how to do the synergy circle. Why don't I just, since you can't see me, why don't we just let you do it this time?
Because I want your vibration to come from you. With Sister Cynthia, you do it. Because I've been doing all the talking. Don't say what comes to your heart. Synergy circle is when you say positive words of affirmation.
Yes, okay. Well, you want it for Taj Tarik Bey?
Yes, for his health care, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to give what I think. I don't know about.
That's what you do. That's what it's about.
Okay, we're gonna close our eyes right now, everyone, and we're gonna think about positive vibrations for Taj Tarik Bey, I would start with 432, 528, 633 hertz, which is the heavenly vibration. Every one of us on earth has one of these frequencies that we use on a daily. I would also like to say that we're sending all abundant love to Taj Tarik Bey, our Grand Sheik, who has been there for us for his entire life, who has spread knowledge and love and joy all over the world for everyone. Everyone in the earshot of his voice heard him and would receive the message that he was giving. And I would like to also let him know through these vibrations and these frequencies that he is very well cared about and he is very well taken care of. And anything that is vibrating in his soul and spirit that is not of the all, that it be vanquished immediately. Any disease, any type of bacteria, anything that's running through his veins that is not of the all, be vanquished immediately. We love you, Taj Tarik Bey. We are going to take care of you. You don't have to worry about that, not even one iota of a second. So again, in the name of the all and the creator of the universe, this Zircon child gives you all the love and frequency you need in order to heal. This I ask and say in the name of the all of the universe, the creator.
Hotep, I mean, Ashe, all those good things. Thank you all so much for taking the time out today. We appreciate it.
Positive vibrations.
Yes.
Yeah, Shay.
Ashe.
Thank you.
Ashe.
We thank you. We thank you, each and every one. Again, please, 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 please do share this video. Please do share this video. It is very important that those who were not able to be on would, know what's going on. And let's just, expect, as they call it, a miracle. Because I do.
Yes.
I
Miracles
expect
do happen.
I expect miracles. I
It's
expect
manifestation.
the turnaround, and we're going to hear about it. So we're going to keep you updated, and we're going to keep this circle of love and oneness and unity going, and not just for this situation, but let's try to keep it going. Just keep it going. We're in trying times coming ahead, and it's ahead of us. And this is the only thing that's going, I believe, is going to keep us grounded.
Yes.
Let's stay together. Let's stay together.
Yes.
So thank you.
Peace and one love, everybody. Thank you guys for listening this evening. Love you guys so much.
We thank you.
All right, be safe, everyone. Peace and
You
love.
too, Empress. Thank you.
For those who don't know what's going on, just go back after we end and look at it from the beginning. If you came in late, you can always look at the replay. We appreciate you though. Yes. We do have to go. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to I'm gonna put this up here. Right. So we're not trying to tell folk what to do from that standpoint, but we are speaking truth about a situation that's actually going on. And so we appreciate everyone who took time to listen and hear us out and to give us all of the love and the suggestions and the donations. And we will keep you, as we've said, we will absolutely keep you updated as to what is actually going on with our Grand Sheik. With that, we bid you a grand evening.
Dr. G. Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? Oh 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 shit.
Yeah, that's me.